Now, back to Coastal Living on KZTV.
Welcome back. It's Coastal Living. If you're just tuning in, we have Dr. Chad Peters here giving us tips on how to create your own happiness. So we went through a few tips already. Playing, giving,
Yes.
and what was our other one?
All of
Already
them, guys.
forgot it.
It's all just about bringing it together. You need to finish a project.
Yes.
So anytime you finish anything,
Finishing a
that's going to
project.
give you one right like that.
Absolutely. So you have some more tips
Right.
for us, and this is all part of your podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome 365. Be awesome 365.
Yeah.
Right.
And this article actually came from a day, it was around Christmas time, and me and the boys were having a great day, and we walked into one of the grocery stores, and nobody was smiling. That's
I
where
hate
all
these.
this
You're
came
like,
from.
what happened to y'all?
We couldn't get someone to smile if we made it a game. And so that's where this all came from. I'm like,
should
there's got to
make
be
it
a
a
better
game.
way. We're waiting for other people to stimulate us, and there was all kinds of signs of joy and 'tis the season and it's
nobody's
alive, and
feeling
nobody
it.
was celebrating it at all. So we had to come up with other ways of getting
And what do you
involved.
call that technique?
Just creating happiness, just like you
So
asked for.
go to
Contagious.
the store and make other people happy.
Share
Yeah.
a smile. Do you ever do that? I
This
do.
is weird.
Especially if I think I'm getting a dirty look, I'll look at someone and be like,
Right, so we just call that tag. That's one of the tips that are on that podcast.
You have
It's
to
called
smile.
Tag You're It. And so if the three of us today, we're gonna say who's the first one that can get 10 other people to smile.
that's fun.
Yeah, it's
We're
easy.
gonna do that.
I mean, make it a deal, and you can go out of your way to do it.
We're gonna go to the mall
Good.
and make that a whole segment.
Okay.
Okay, so you still have more tips for us, and this next one is
Right.
pretty interesting.
So this one's pretty deep, and if you're gonna make your other people smile, it has to be genuine yourself. So one of my tips is imagine yourself naked.
Say what?
Yeah.
Why would I
Please
want
explain.
to?
Right.
How would that make me happy? I don't
Well,
understand.
okay, you guys all had to do this growing up, and you're sitting in speech class, and your professor tells you, imagine the crowd naked. And
Yeah,
no
yeah,
doubt,
I remember that,
No
yes.
doubt that's okay. That's
Yeah.
supposed to break down nerves.
Right.
But I'm saying totally flip the equation.
Okay.
Now you're imagining yourself naked. So I'm driving on the freeway on the way in today,
Yes.
and I've got that visual. Now I'm not saying actually get naked,
Okay, please don't.
but I think as we're talking chemicals in the
watching.
head, you're probably not getting too much of a difference anyway. Your body feels that. The anxiety,
I'm driving
the
to work
adrenaline,
naked, and it makes me happy.
it does make you happy. I mean, you guys are probably smiling just thinking about it right now. Right?
I mean,
you
I've
don't
seen
even
the
have to
place-
get deep.
We work
Yeah.
downtown, so we see some pretty interesting things. I saw some butt cheeks on the way to work the
Yeah.
other day that I didn't ask for. If they
So
weren't mine.
that one's no doubt it's out there,
Okay.
but it's almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
And anyone that I've ever talked to about this, when I give them a shocker like that,
Okay.
it turns it on
And I'm
right
go-
now.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
translate the shocker. It's imagine something humorous.
Yes, that's
Humor.
all you're doing.
You're
You have
driving
to-
naked,
You
that's
have to
humorous.
put yourself into a big one, and that kind of leads into my next one.
Okay.
A great way to just change your body's response, which then translates into happiness that can kind of continue on, is some sort of sensation change. And that's the whole idea of imagining yourself naked, is a lot of times you don't have to have the sensation. One of the ways I like to do it is at the end of the shower, I flip it to an insanely freezing cold shower. Right?
I've tried
Well,
that.
it makes you smile just thinking about it,
And
right?
I don't
and that's
like
the
that.
idea.
Jump out.
Sensation changes.
Yeah.
You guys have all done it, especially you with the music. You crank up a 90s rock tune and you're blasting it. That's an instant sensation
One man
change.
great till he gotta be great. Me and Jocelyn did that the other
It
day.
makes a
It was fun.
huge difference, guys, and that kind of stuff works.
That and I call that rock therapy.
Yeah.
Rock therapy,
Right?
it's
Where
fantastic.
You crank up the radio and you're jamming with a tune.
Yep.
Have you guys
and-
seen that show Dead to Me with Christina Applegate, where she's like, my therapy is to listen to music and it's like death metal, and it's
Right.
this beautiful girl in the car and it's like, whoa,
Crushing
it's
it, right?
hilarious.
Or the old 90s gangster rap, it'll do
Yes.
it. Now, if you do it all the time, your body kind of gets used to it, and it's sort of like caffeine and sugar, right? You just don't get the same hit. So one of the ways you can mix that up is throw on the little earbuds and do it while you're grocery shopping or somewhere where you wouldn't normally do it.
Start
And
singing
it
Mariah
totally,
Carey in aisle 5 and everybody's staring
it's
at
probably
you.
your normal thing, right? But for him and I, if
Sometimes.
we're going out shopping and we've got the gangster 90s rap going, it's a different sensation. And I guarantee you're doing that with a smile on your
He'll
face.
be doing
Yeah.
gangster night. I'll be doing air
true.
drums.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. Yeah, you're the bass guy, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, and we've got another one. What is Tag You're It?
Tag You're It, just like we were talking about. You have a contest with one of your friends who can make more people smile. Can
I
we
like that.
pay this forward and pass it on?
And then at the end, like, the winner doesn't have to pay for the groceries or dinner.
Or they pay
And then
for
you're
the-
doing a good
Or they
deed.
pay for the next person.
Or the
And
next
it just
person.
continues to go on and to go on. The whole
contagious.
idea here, guys, is not
Spread
that
joy.
you're going to find it somewhere out. These external factors aren't happening. You're going to have to build it yourself. You're going to have to create some of this stuff. So if it takes a little bit of outrageous, fine.
So to find happiness, you have to find it inside your skull.
It's got to
Yep.
be
It's
inside.
not out there.
Comes from within.
You
You have
can't
to
go
be happy
get
with
it.
yourself.
I can't buy it.
You
I can't
create
give
it.
it to you.
And the world needs more happiness. We should all be creating
Amen.
happiness.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Spread
Yep.
Amen.
joy.
Yep.
Well, you're always so
Good stuff.
enlightening, Dr. Chad Peters. Thank you for joining us today. We always learn so much from you every time you come on the show. So we look forward to having you back and figuring out our next topic. Awesome. Be Awesome 365.
Yeah.
To hear more of his podcast because there's lots of great ones. So make sure you check that out and we'll be discussing more later on in the show.